That's what we're here to find out.
We shall indeed, as we have spawning up to the top right-hand corner are Blue Terran. Currently 1 game up, representing Acer. He is INnoVation. And down to the bottom left, we have our Red Zerg playing a phenomenal game number 1. Can he bring the same here on Frost? There's no reason not to. Big map. He is Startail Curious. And, you know, I've just thought about it. It was, you know, Myunzik on KT Rolster for Intel Extreme Master Shanghai. I think he beat INnoVation, right? Or no, he just barely came close to beating INnoVation. And then now we have Zest actually beating INnoVation here. We're seeing these KT Rolster Protoss. They don't mind Intel Extreme Masters. They do all right in the qualifiers.
They do. They do indeed. And I wonder if Curious can topple INnoVation.
It's going to be difficult.
It's very difficult. INnoVation is one of the best in the world, one of the best in the business.
After that first game, Curious put everything into that.
Yeah, that was a very good game.
But yeah, real kudos to his level of play here in this matchup. But INnoVation, man, impenetrable.
I'm just trying to think where Curious goes and how he plays this game. It's a big map, Frost. As you can see, it's one of the bigger maps that there is in the map pool.
Yep.
And they're cross positions as well, which makes any kind of attack a little bit more difficult to pull off. So I think that we, you know, may just see a normal game again from Curious. He may try to blind counter his opponent. You may see 3 hatcheries sometimes just come out. 3 hatcheries obviously very strong against Command Center first, very weak against everything else. But in this position, Curious is just 1 game away from being eliminated. But he has already gone up to 16 drones, so it looks like it will just be a spawning pool, but a little bit later on.
Yep, that's on the way. And, well, for Curious, I think that after seeing game number 1, he doesn't change things up. He tries to make it more crisp, and that completely goes against what I thought Patreus would end up doing, which he eventually did. But Curious looked good there. I mean, you should try that again. Maybe iron out a little bit. There was, as you said, a supply block on the Mutalisks initially. Maybe that would have had knock-on effects to later on go into more cost-efficient trades. But it was still a damn fine game.
Yeah. It really was a good game, and not many times we do get to see games like that.
No. All right. So meanwhile, INnoVation, he's going to be going into his normal game. He's scouting out now. He spots that his opponent isn't getting close by air, so he's going to go straight down to the bottom left. And I think just as Curious will be, INnoVation will be happy that it's cross spawns.
Yeah, I think he will do. Different change up from Curious too. No gas in the early game. He's actually just going up for a regular 4-queen style. And then we'll probably just take double gases at the same time. There is definitely still all-in capabilities. It's not like he cannot all-in if he doesn't take gas earlier on. He still can. It depends on his gas timings. But from this position, it looks like Curious is just going to play a very mineral-focused beginning.
And for now, we have that second command center lifting off and heading over to the natural with that bunker finished up, and meaning that he's going to be nice and safe there. Personally, I like the 4-queen opening. I think it gives you that little bit of defense. It'll give Curious that opportunity to get that creep spread going nice and early as well, and especially on a map like Frost, getting it going nice and early, down all those avenues and straight through the middle of the map is something really nice to have early on.
And with the double gases coming in, they are leaned towards more macro-focused play. So I am kind of expecting to see double evolution chamber come down soon from Curious. Yeah. He's focusing very heavily on drones, which is always great to see. This is actually the time when 2 lava injects happen, and you're able to build like 10 drones at once.
Yep.
It is a very good feeling as a Zerg player when you're able to do that. And from this position now, I'm expecting maybe Zergling speed first. Some Zerg players do like to skip up on it. But the one thing in this game is that he really hasn't scouted anything, so he doesn't know exactly what's going on. So some play is double evolution chamber straight for double upgrades, sometimes Zergling speed, and I would suggest Zergling speed in this regard because he has absolutely no idea what's going on. Because even though he knows that there's a second base been taken, he doesn't know if it is 3 command centers or not. It could be random Blue Flame Hellion, it could be a random extra barracks added on. So getting the Zergling upgrade first, yes, will slow down 1-1, sorry, but will of course help out a bunch. If there was any random attacks. Oh
man, if it was random Blue Flame Hellion, I'd be so happy. But I'm a cheesy guy. I can't help it. I'm sorry. I love Blue Flame, but you don't see it too often nowadays. It's.
What do you think about Curious's Burrow?
Curious's
instead
Burrow.
of 1-1?
Wow.
He should have got the evolution chambers and should have been getting 1-1 by now, but he chose Burrow instead.
Well, the links that he's got positioned could quite easily spot themselves at the third bases, and that could deny that for quite a while. And then just in general, can you actually go for any attacks with that?
No attacks at all.
So it's just for blocking.
to block in the third and
Yeah.
the fourth. If he can get there and get Burrow down before INnoVation licks up his command center, which is usually around 8:30 or so, 8:30, depends on how fast he gets the third command center, would be nice.
Yeah,
It does
certainly
slow
would
down
be.
him a lot.
When I was playing Zerg, I never really had the opportunity to get too much Burrow early on, but I really wanted to, because getting that kind of limiting factor on your opponent that early on is very, very nice.
Yeah, it slows down the build of your opponent. It helps out a lot. And then, of course, there could be random board bailings through the middle game as well. When, you know, those 16 Marines move across, if he plans up an attack with board bailings, the Marines just walk on top of it, you could kill everything.
Yeah, and we already saw board bailings not do too badly for Curious in game number 1. There were some really nice connections, but even that was not enough to bring him the win. So INnoVation is just going to keep playing this game out normally, and Burrow Banelings on a map like Frost are a big factor. I mean, even we saw Starbuck versus Lucifron in WCS, those Burrow Banelings in the middle of the map being so patient and eventually getting a connection that they wanted.
Look at this, on a big map like Frost, Curious has managed to escape with a couple of Zerglings away from Hellions, which usually follow any army movement. So what we should see now is units come to maybe he's expecting the Hellions to stay on the edge of creep and a couple of Marines come to clean this up. But he was looking to delay this further. With Hellions together with Marines, he's not really going to be able to delay this further.
This is cool by Curious. He could actually eventually... He can use these as lings.
There's no scans. Look at that. There's no scans at all. That really sucks. He has to build a turret. Big slowdown.
And that could have been an even bigger slowdown if those Hellions were in position to deny
splash
that.
damage? Splash damage killed the Zergling.
Oh!
Lucky you, INnoVation.
Oh, that was
cool, but that was actually rather unfortunate.
Cool,
Splash damage
lucky.
killed the Zergling there, so he's able to mine earlier than he should have been.
Oh, well, the missile turret finishes up here, and now even fortifying that right-hand side with the bunker is really cool by INnoVation, because he knows that his opponent is going to try and wrap around and do counterattacks from that position, whilst his army's going to be situated in the middle anyway, so he doesn't need as much defense in the middle. I like that.
Yeah, that was good. Fourth base down by Curious. No 2-2. Where's 2-2? Come on, you actually have to research 2-2. This is a big problem if he doesn't research this very soon.
Yeah.
He's decided to get the spy down first. Okay, that I can push that is okay, is passable. 2-2 actually needs to begin.
It does. He has the gas for it.
It's a little bit stressful that I'm not seeing 2-2 begin. This is going to hurt him a lot as the game goes on.
And how quickly does INnoVation's 2-2 start as well?
But he does have Zerglings counterattacking that position.
A bunker's already there, so he can repair it, and he's forced to pull back because that's a really nicely fortified position with just that one bunker alone. And Baneling's morphing in. Centrifugal Hooks is on the way, but it's not going to be anywhere near in time for this.
Curious may be going for a random timing here, but whatever he's trying to go for is being slowed down heavily by this attack.
Oh, Baneling's connected with quite a bit of that, and he is being shut down at this third base. So those Marines, they have to be picked up and run away.
Is Curious going for a random timing here, which could be involved with higher Mulus count and a higher Baneling count, and just forget about 2-2 and try to win the game earlier on before INnoVation can really get moving?
How many Widow Mines do we have? About 2. So
if he builds like 10 Mulus and then morphs all the rest of his gas into Banelings, there is absolutely, of course there's a timing for him. The Marine count's low, production's only just now kicking in, second factory's only just now kicked in.
it would explain why 2-2 isn't there.
Yeah, that's the only thing that makes sense for 2-2 not just being a simple mistake. 12 Banelings getting morphed in. 2-2, okay, so 2-2 does come in here, but very late, which is going to, obviously give INnoVation a bit, it'll give him better fights because he'll have the better upgrades. But with that gas, we didn't really see anything being invested into earlier on. Just extra Banelings. Maybe this counterattack or something if he's trying to do something. Otherwise, I don't see the big reason for not getting it straight away there.
INnoVation's just been left alone to do really what he wants. He's got those Widow Mine extra in production. He's got 7 out right now. 2 of them, admittedly, are in medevacs down to this bottom right here. But now this has been spotted. This is still a really good position to hold, though, for INnoVation. Look how well those Widow Mines are going to seal things out of that spot.
The Spore Crawler is nice on the third base, but obviously that's going to be where INnoVation's going to focus a lot of his attacks. And that is nice. Look at that. A lot of damage.
Yeah, that medevac has to just move slightly out of range of that Spore Crawler as the Mutalisks will come along as with the Zerglings cleaning that up at the right-hand side. The creep spread gets shut down as well. Very important, again, to not let it breach over the other side of the map. Whoop. Calm down.
Yeah, INnoVation's really setting himself up in a good position now. Like you said, he's got the Marines in mind down the bottom right where Banelings are waiting, and he's got a lot of units still in the middle of the map on the edge of creep. But Curious is on 4 bases, and he's not been touched yet. Hatcher's taking no damage at all. He's building spine crawlers there now to make sure he doesn't lose it. And has a good gas income, and is doing rather well for himself once again against INnoVation.
And he tries to clean up what he sees down to the bottom, and the 2 Widow Mines do end up dying, so not too bad. Resources lost, look at this. Very, very close to one another. So Curious is still playing out a good second game. Has to be careful about the middle of the map, though.
Something that was pointed out to me on Skype just now, too, is that INnoVation stops building supply depots at 161, or around this area. Look, he's not building any, and it's not a mistake. Do you know why?
Why is that?
Because at this point of the game is where he trades units, right?
Yeah.
So if he's consistently trading, his supply is always going to be lowered. He actually adds on 2 now because he's not trading. So at this point, he's always looking to fight and kill his own units, but also trade off and just continue to replenish that same count. And the command center is going to be the boost in the extra supply he needs. And he spends all his resources to have every extra little unit out to deal and do more damage.
And that Zergling's here, trying to move around to the right-hand side. That's a very interesting that you point out there, though, as...
But he hasn't been able to trade yet.
Exactly.
Because of how well Curious is playing. So the supply bot there hurt him a lot because he was expecting to be trading a lot more earlier on in this game. But this is a lot of Banelings.
That is a lot of Banelings trying to move in here, but that little bit of terrain is kind of zoning them out. It's making it a bit harder here for Curious to engage into. And wow, actually the center tower spots those Zerglings on the right-hand side that they have to just barely move out of range.
Yeah, now he morphs completely to Banelings. And that would be nice if he gets into there.
Yeah.
But still, 19 more Banelings coming in. Curious is set up on 4 bases, untouched. Has a 5th base, untouched. So far, so good for Curious.
Trying to poke forwards again here with the Marines. Trying to do some damage. Kill off the Queen, and that's about it.
Look at these big counterattacks Curious has got set up. He's going to try and defend with a lot of units at home, and then he's got a lot of Lings going towards the 4th base right before Planetary is done as well. That could be beautiful. That's a beautiful timing. And then the Banelings on the right-hand side could get to the 3rd.
Yeah,
but he's got to make sure his defense is good at home.
Oh, he certainly has to.
Oh, wait, where's his Lings going? No, get back to the 4th. Oh.
Everything was coming back for a second there.
Yeah,
the Banelings also,
timing.
They're not going to that 3rd base that he established.
That's just miscontrol with his units. Everything's on 1 hotkey.
Oh, what a shame. That could have done so much.
He could have got into the planetary before it was ready. He could have bust down this 3rd base. But unfortunately, through everything being on 1 hotkey at the time, everything just came back with his army, and that was a big mistake from Curious.
And INnoVation repositioning himself. He's going to send a medevac down to the bottom side here to pile on some pressure over at this location, but spines as well as spores. So nice setup in terms of defense there.
Yeah. He's also, again, just relying on Ling and Banelings to defend while his Mutalisks go to this 4th. There isn't a turret. There's mines spread, but not in a close clumped pair, so they won't deal the damage to the Mutalisks properly. Great counterattack again by Curious.
3-3 finishes up here. The Mutalisks trying to go for the aggression, but at the same time, Banelings crash into the bunker and kill a lot of SCVs as well.
Oh, the planetary. Oh. He really wants to get it, but he doesn't want to lose his Marines. He doesn't want to lose his Mutalisks.
Oh, would it have been worth maybe, like, how many Mutalisks would he have lost?
I think he may have died to a counterattack.
Yeah?
Because it's really important to keep your Mutalisks alive. He doesn't want to risk it.
True, true. Those Banelings here trying to defend with these spine crawlers as well, holding their own, connecting with a lot of that bio there. And still 3-3 done here for INnoVation.
Yeah, INnoVation's putting the pressure on here. The Mutalisks are going to come back because the pressure's too much.
The pressure is certainly too much. 107 army supply against 110, but a lot of the army for Curious has been completely split up. He could just focus down that that hatchery and kill it off, and yes, he will do. Very nice play, but he has to be careful of those Banelings.
Oh, big mine hits there.
Very well played by INnoVation, despite being down in terms of supply, but Curious is still ramping up the aggression on his opponent. Again, he killed 22 workers off during all of these spats of poking around at his opponent's bases.
What a crazy game this is. A crazy series.
I'm enjoying this, man. Thoroughly.
INnoVation is heading towards his 5th base, though. That's the next target for him. He knows that's the mining base, but he's hurt Curious a lot. Despite Curious being ahead in supply, he doesn't have the Infestation Pit, does not have Hive, and there's no longevity like the last game. He's only on 2-2 upgrades, only Mutaling, Bailing, and he's about to lose another base. Curious, I'm very sorry to tell you this, guys, is starting to die.
He is. There's a Widow Mine gets a big connection, but in the end, these Mutalisks will end up hitting, healing up. And the Planetary Fortress is going to die. So that's a good pickup for Curious.
Yeah, this is... the problem is, even if he picks that up, I guess there's not another command center ready to go, so INnoVation is limited a little bit with his money.
Loses this starport as well.
But they're both limited with their money, and and the thing is, if they both have money,
loses a few medevacs.
If they both have money, and they're both mining and are both on the same tech, I favor INnoVation. It's the same thing if they're both not mining on the same tech. They both have the similar income. Everything's the same. They're just not able to make a lot more units. So INnoVation is still favored here. The only way that this becomes more favorable towards Curious is if he gets mining bases back up and starts to tech up. He actually needs to tech up soon. The longer this game goes on, the harder it gets. He needs the pathogen glands, the infestors. He needs the ultralisks.
He needs 3-3. He needs these upgrades as well to actually take the fight to his opponent. Because right now, sat on 3-3 with 80 Marines. 80 Marines.
Yeah.
That's so much firepower he has. And INnoVation knows that the point of contention for now will be this base over here.
Yeah,
so he's sticking around it.
INnoVation is like, I don't need to attack you right now. What am I attacking into? You already hurt your economy. You're trying to reestablish yours. I'm trying to reestablish mine. Comes back to the point I just said.
Yeah.
INnoVation's still winning in that position, so he doesn't need to be across the other side yet.
There's Widow Mines, plenty of them there. The middle turret does end up dying, but rapid responses there from Curious to just run away, realizing how much army there is there.
But INnoVation's economy is getting back online. Likewise is Curious's. INnoVation just needs to lift up a command center, which he's moving now to take that north base again. And then once it's established, it's a planetary, and he might wait around to make it a planetary. Because, especially because Zerglings are boring and annoying him around there. Mulus to the third as well.
Oh, yeah, he sees the Widow Mines. He knows. Oh, it's really good control. Ooh, but one does go off.
But look, Zergling borrowed under there. He has to scan to get there.
Ugh.
But as soon as this turns planetary, this is where INnoVation turns the heat back up again and goes to the other side.
Yeah.
But that's a lot of time. Curious is buying himself a lot of time with the Mulus, with the Lynx, and the planetary. He's got more Banelings up there too. Maybe if he gets to the SCV line, maybe. But he's trying to get to the Infestation Pit, which is where Curious can get back into this game. He's got a lot of money backed up. He can go to the Hive. The Mulus are buying him enough time. Oh, this could be smart. He's realizing that the Marines are going to move now away from this position. Maybe he can get to the SCV line that's going to be at that planetary fortress. He's going to try it.
He's going to try.
Position. This is nice.
There's a few reinforcing Marines, but not too much. That's a lot of Mutalisks. They do have +2 weapons, and he's going to try and start focusing it down.
SCVs are there too soon. But look at how much time he's buying himself with these Mulus. There's Banelings on the other side as well. There's a lot of Marines, though. This may not be too successful.
Yeah, I don't think so. He might just focus down that bunker and try and do some damage there. And he does take down the bunker, but the Banelings...
Not too successful. But the Mulus inside the main base... Oh, now I think they're trapped.
Trapped.
Can they get out? Can they get out somewhere?
Careful. Through the middle. Straight through the middle. Oh, perfect. Curious, run away.
INnoVation's like, no, how'd you get through the middle? That's where all my units are meant to be. So dear. Curious escapes here. Great Mulus control by Curious, and he's able to get out there. Pathogen glances on the way as the Hive. And a new base is up and rising.
Yeah, down to the bottom right, up to the top left as well here. Scans galore. Where are they?
Down bottom right.
Scans this base.
And the Hive, I imagine.
No, he didn't.
I didn't know where the other one was. Maybe his army. Maybe he scans his army.
I think so.
But now this is the position where the bases are up and running. There's mines, there's Marines left over. INnoVation's going to go across the map very, very soon now. He's got his production online. Even though the starport and factory keeps getting picked off inside the main base, he's got the majority of things online. But these Mulus are so scary. 44 of them. That's a very high count. Higher than normal. Most Zerg players build 30 to 35. 45 is very, very scary. Another counterattack here by Curious at the north.
I love these counterattacks.
I promise you, I swear to God, INnoVation wants to go over the other side. He really does. He can't.
He's being held
because
back.
If he does, then the Mulus go to the third and the Banelings and Lynx go to the fourth, and he's going to try and blow up the planetary at the north.
And we can't emphasize enough how hard this is actually to do as a Zerg. Just kind of on either side here, really keeping your opponent held back. Those Banelings, they are going to threaten.
They're going to threaten. INnoVation's on the other side. Look, he's trying to go, but then he has to come back because he
sees it. The sensor towers give him the vision.
Oh, he's got units there. Perfect.
Good splits, but he loses quite a few of those SCVs as well.
Didn't lose the planetary, though. That's the most important because there's still mules around the map.
And now INnoVation finds the air to actually breathe across the other side of the map, gets one of the hatcheries.
Yeah, good pick off there by INnoVation. Great defense and great pick off of the hatchery. Very tiptoeing around. Yeah, again, this shouldn't do too much, I don't think. The mine and Marines.
Widow Mine.
Yeah. Oh, that just sucks.
That really does suck.
And now Mulus are going to get pushed back on here as well. He's getting to the SCV line, which is always nice. He has lowered the SCV count to a lot, but there's a lot of mules.
Yeah, he sees a mole land as well.
And he's back into the main base again. One mine.
Oh, well, one mine didn't get the best of connections. Catch some of the medevacs. Not too bad. He's actually... No, he's at 12 medevacs, so it's still all right for him.
And then down the south, Curious has borrowed Lings and mines towards borrowed Banelings towards the new SCV line. Nice.
Ultralisk Cavern goes down. 3-3 is on the way as well. Curious is buying himself a lot of time. He has a lot of idle drones over at that natural.
Yeah. But Curious, even though he's not having a mining base, he's going to pick off the command center.
Oh, and a nice Banelink connection there. The reinforcements. He's landed even more.
And he's got more Banelinks. Curious is playing some of the best ZvT that we've seen from a long time.
Yeah.
Darmegu played a great series against INnoVation not too long ago. And we're seeing this one as well. This is a great series.
These Mutalisks. Don't go that way, don't go that way!
I see he's last minute. At least he was controlling his Mulus.
Yeah.
Nice play from both sides. Nanoswim coming in as well as 3-3 +2 air. Curious, though, is not really spending his money. You know? He's not spending his Mulus. He's only morphing a few Lings and Banelings there. And even though he's not mining very much money, he's only on 2 bases really at the moment.
What a series to finish off this tournament. This is fantastic.
And now he's going to mine in the bottom right-hand side, which INnoVation has no idea about.
Yeah.
INnoVation, I'm sure he's going to realize there's a base down there.
He has to. He has to try and figure it out. I mean, he should just drop scans like everywhere or try and do something. But at the same time, he knows he needs to spend that on mules. His Marine does get killed off down to the south. That might prompt him to do something. But this is a lot of firepower he has pushing at the front.
There was 44 before. There's still 38. Still very, very high. The Marine count and Marauder count isn't that high here because so many are left at home defending.
Exactly. He's been forced into that position in essence.
All right, I think the Mules are going to come and deal with this fight, and I think they're probably going to be able to win it out. There's Ultras on the way now. It depends on the Fungos. Great spread from INnoVation. He knows the attack's imminent. He knows it's going to happen.
He certainly does. He's bringing more Marines down towards this. He's actually got a lot of charges left on these Widow Mines that certainly want to be active once these Mutalisks crash in. This is going to be close, but at the same time, he has so much firepower. One Widow Mine gets a really good connection. There's a few behind this as well. The Marines are lacking in number, but he kills off all the Mutalisks. All the Ultralisks.
Yeah, but all the mines are getting picked off too. A couple of good mine hits there. And the Marines are like, you can actually fight here. And look at the mini-map. All the units that are in defensive posture are all running back. Another big mine hit. A big opportunity here for INnoVation to stim and go. Right now, the Mules, they're healing without their hit points. Right now, without Mulus in the fight, there are only 2 Banelings and an Ultralisk. There are 7 more Ultras coming out. So right now, INnoVation has an opportunity, but the Ultras are going to stop that down.
This game is all over the place. Curious is mining base down to the bottom right. It's really saving him here, giving him a lot more income in total.
All the Ultras and Marauders going to... I can't even speak. Are the Ultras and Mules going to be enough?
I don't know. I mean, he has a really good position here. His bio is spread so nicely. He's going to kill this base off. That's going to limit a little bit of the production here for Curious. But at the same time, he needs to find that base down to the bottom right. It absolutely needs to be found.
Yeah, this is big. This is big. There's still 8 Ultralisks. INnoVation is not mined from this new base yet on the right-hand side. There's a Mutalisk flock that have healed up and are going back to the mining base, realizing now that INnoVation's pulled all his defensive units to try and attack.
Yeah, this is Curious's opportunity.
Yeah. INnoVation's dealt a lot of damage to the economy, though, and he hasn't found... he scanned the bottom right, or at least he's found it with a Marine or something. And now his focus is down there, but he's going to lose his planetary at the north. At least he's going to re-establish another mining base in the middle.
And it's closer to this army, so that helps him out just a little bit here to not only shut this down, but then protects that fourth and retreat back onto that. Yeah. But Curious, meanwhile, look at those Ultralisks.
He has no money, man.
Yeah, he has no money. How do you deal with these Ultras?
2 Marines.
Uh-oh.
He's got a lot of mines. That's how to deal with the Ultralisk. He's got 10. And then there's obviously a lot of Marines and a couple of Marauders left over. He's mining again now, which means he's going to be able to build up his army once again. To work, Mules, to work. Yeah. We now have a lot of income.
Yeah,
again, INnoVation at this level. But I'm really scared that are the Ultras going to be too much soon. There's not that many Marauders, only 3 Marauders. Another one started, 2 started. There's actually 5 Marauders out in the field with 2 more. But it looks like Curious is planning an attack before INnoVation can really rebuild his army. He's morphing his last couple of units. To be honest, this, even though very vital for Curious to pick off his planetary, is going to be also very, very difficult. There's a lot of mines, there's a lot of units, there's turrets.
If he can shut down this base, then he can even up the odds.
But can he shut it down? I don't think he can.
I don't think so either.
And it would be a big, big risk if he tried.
It's 2 defended. The Marines down to the bottom right, killing off a lot of drones as well.
Yeah, he's not going to.
There's no income for Curious.
Yeah.
Just at all.
Neither of them. They've got disgusting incomes at this point. The Mulus realize that they can't break the planetary, so they're going to come around and harass the main base again.
And that's not too bad. Killing off some of this infrastructure and trying to buy yourself some time to get some income going yourself up to the top left maybe for Curious would be the way to kind of find some stability in this game, but Well,
oh, these moves have +3 attack and +2 armor. These are freaking deadly.
They are really deadly.
Yeah, they're really. And they're doing a lot of damage inside the main base here. Picking off the command centers, that's one set of command center mules that can't happen anymore.
Yeah.
Starports, supply depots, anything he can get at this point. Because obviously if INnoVation goes across the other side of the map, he can do damage and then with the Mulus and then fly back and help out.
And then we could see Curious try and dive in with Ultras at other locations.
Yeah,
but
that's a lot of damage. This is like... I mean, the Don Regu INnoVation series was great, right? That was one of the best we've seen, but this is like getting up there as well.
This is cool, man.
This is an incredible game. Like for both games that we've seen, the games have lasted over 30 minutes. That doesn't happen with INnoVation.
No, he just kills you outright. But Curious is lasting. Curious is playing some phenomenal StarCraft. And again, it's 200 to 200 supply.
This could be it.
Oh, Curious, you're so starved.
This could be the fight. He knows he's starved. He knows he's got to take a fight here. There's Infestors. They need to land the best fungals ever. Of course, because there's a lot of units here. A massive army for INnoVation. He's got 173 army supply.
Wow.
Out of 200.
That's massive.
173. That's major.
Fungal.
Where's the spread from INnoVation? He needs to spread out these units.
At the same time, though, Curious can't engage through that small choke point himself. He needs to also take a good engagement, needs a good concave, spreading himself out. Marines at the back here, going to get chased away by the Mutas.
INnoVation setting up a deadly position. This is so hard for Curious to fight into, but he has to.
Here come the Widow Mines. Oh, they connect with a lot of that. The Ultralisks here might end up just melting completely, but at the same time, the Mutalisks reign supreme in the skies. INnoVation is going down in terms of supply. He loses a lot of his army. 107 to 67 left.
That's the fight that Curious needed. The Mutalisks stay alive.
My God.
There's not enough income for Curious or INnoVation to really replenish what they've lost.
Are we going to go to game number 3?
I think so, man, because these Mulus are going to tear apart. The Ultras stay alive. Curious is kind of mining again now. He's going to stop INnoVation from mining at least for a little bit on this base.
These Mutas could turn around and fight some of those Marines. Oh, well, but actually, with the reinforcers.
As much as that was a good fight, and yes, INnoVation is kind of mining again, the longer this happens on, the better INnoVation's been able to replenish. Because look at the production tab. One's building units, the other isn't. So obviously his army's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Curious has an opportunity to win this game right here. If he allows INnoVation to mine from this base again, like he's mining from a planetary and another base in the bottom right, Curious needs to go now. Yeah, he absolutely has to, but at the same time, establishing himself on the ramp, not too bad there for INnoVation, but his army is just not that big. 94 army supply to 66. Great fungal as well on the right-hand side. Will lock a lot of that bio down with those Ultras shredding it up, and now INnoVation is on the back foot. The Mulus count is dropping, and he's only touching the army that's out there, and more units are popping out. Curious is very close to doing this. Ultras. But not yet. 10 Marines and 3 Marauders every time are going to pop out. The Ultras aren't going to last very long. At least he picked off that orbital at the north. He could scramble. A lot of that supply here for Curious is in drones. A lot of it. Oh, but at the same time, like that was used in the beginning of the game is very useful there. And we have another mining base, but there's not too many orbitals around now. There's only one orbital, which means there's only one set of mules left. Oh, but Curious got that base up to the left-hand side. He's mining so thoroughly from it. That's like a great mining base for INnoVation, because it was not just a mining base, but an orbital. They're both mining off one base right now. Even though there's a planet or a command center in the bottom right, it can't do anything. The one drone pushes this expansion away down to the bottom right-hand side, and Curious's Mutalisks, they're doing all right here. Every single Ultras that gets added into the game changes everything. It's 15 Marines against 14 Mutalisks. And now there's 3 Ultras over 3 Marauders. With another Ultras coming in, as long as Curious keeps INnoVation away from mining, Curious is looking closer and closer towards a victory. Surely INnoVation can't win then. Even INnoVation, surely he cannot come back against this. Curious is on the verge of victory to tie this series at 1-1. But INnoVation's not giving him it. Not at all. And look at this. The 3-2 Mulus say, you know, 2 turrets probably wouldn't do a lot there. No. But obviously they couldn't repair. He's looking around, having a look for mining bases. Curious sees a lot of this map, by the way. He knows exactly where INnoVation's mining from. But now there's 4 Ultralists and 2 Infestors to join all the Zerglings that they're out as well. INnoVation's army is very small. It's 48 to 76 army supply. Obviously INnoVation's increasing that army supply. But without that second base that he had potentially mining... I think what happens here is INnoVation is waiting for Curious to be impatient. He's just waiting for him to just launch a straight attack. That's the complete opposite of how Curious is playing. He's taken another base to the left-hand side. He may even take another one to the top left. He's playing this game out really, really well. And he's even morphing in a few Banelings. 7 Banelings alone can make a big difference in these small army situations.
relatively small army situations at least.
Yeah, as long as Curious has all his armies together, there is an Ultras and a bunch of Zerglings right at the bottom there. The Nidus is in between the 3 bases. Like even the Ultras and Zerglings down here.
There we go.
Even these are very vital. That Queen with full energy is vital. Every unit's vital at this point.
He's just trailing around here with this, and oh, speaking of Nidus worms, and he sees it as well. The Widow Mines have set themselves up nicely to try and sandwich some of this in, but he takes a straight engagement with those Marines, realizing that those
What's he gonna put in there? The Ultras and those Lings?
I guess so. Oh, no. Oh, bye-bye Mutas. Bye-bye Mutas.
That changes a lot in this game.
Oh, my God. And the Nidus went down as well.
That changes a lot.
Oh, my God.
That changes a lot.
Oh, he got such great connections.
And
Armor
now,
supply 72 to 64.
Uh-oh, that changed a lot. Because the Mulus at 3-2 upgrades are always going to help out in the fights.
Yeah.
But now there's only, what, 2 Infestors and 4 Ultralisks against all these units and mines.
And he doesn't want to be replenishing with Mutalisks with this gas. He wants that elsewhere.
That Widow Mine got about 10 Zerglings as well. Every unit is so crucial.
Is he going to do this?
INnoVation has an opportunity to go across the other side now. He must realize his opponent's mining from these bases.
Oh my God.
And needs to do something about it. INnoVation, very close in army supply. 10 Lings, another Ultralist coming in. Does he have what it takes here? He's mining from the north again. INnoVation somehow, some way, back in this game. Absolutely back in this game because of those hits. The mines, the Ultras, the mines,
don't go.
Very close. If those mines had gone off, that Ultras was dead, and that's another Ultras dead. INnoVation's found a way to drop at the top as well.
Left-hand side pushing in, gonna kill off these spine crawlers and then really draw his opponent thin. He's gonna push into the 5th base as well here. Curious is really stressed right now. He will push away this drop up to the top left.
And the Mulus are gonna harass INnoVation's base, which obviously doesn't have any defense because he's got no money for turrets or Marines to be left there.
Killing off spines, killing off spores, drops the scan.
He's got to dodge the fungals. Dodging the fungals are very important. There's a couple of large fungals there available.
Especially with those Marines as clumped up as they are. The Mutalist is going to go back and harass that base again, but there's Marines there to stop it.
INnoVation's mining off 2 bases. So is his opponent. They're both on 2 bases right now, still toe-and-toe, neck-and-neck at this point. And, well, another base is being up to the top left here for Curious. That's obviously a big focus point for INnoVation now. I'm not too sure what he's thinking. I'm pretty sure he still needs to attack because he, as much as he's mining off 2 bases, they're running out of minerals because these are bases that he's had to recycle over and over and over. Maybe he's looking for a different attack path here. Maybe not through the bottom where the spines and fungals, maybe from the higher ground.
It's all on you, Widow Mines. You need to do some serious damage to this army. Right now, 98 army supply against 105. Still not too bad here.
Only 3 Marauders. The mines are very important.
Fungal did whiff, throws out an infested Terran, but does not force any Widow Mines there to be detonated.
Pretty tense. Pretty tense here.
Pretty tense, you're right.
As INnoVation's taking the high ground, he's spreading his Marines out, he's got reinforcements coming across.
A lot of
He's got to
Zerglings.
spread his units away from the fungals. If he was able to pick off an Infestor, I think I'd shoot somebody. But
oh, one Ultralisk here gets caught in a bit of an odd spot.
Very good position. INnoVation's, he's asking for the fight now.
Yeah, he is. And now,
one
Curious.
Ultralisk gonna get picked off down the bottom, maybe.
Widow Mine's just trying to filter through. He needs that spine crawler dead so he can reinforce his position a little easier. There we go.
He's broken the spine.
Nice
2 more
transfuse.
Ultras coming in. There are 8 Ultralisks out now. That's a lot of Ultralisks.
I'm trying to keep an eye on this one Ultra who's doing a good job, but at the same time he's going to go for it.
It's the last fight, probably.
Curious trying to take this fight to him, but the Widow Mines get some good connections, and at the same time the Banelings connect with a lot of it as well.
Ultra's too strong.
It's just too strong. Yeah, 97 army supplies to 60. INnoVation is going to get pushed back here, but nice kiting. There's no Banelings there to be able to force this, and he does have a fungal. He just needs to connect with it.
He missed the fungal at the back there. So these units kiting back. If they were to be able to pick off all these Ultralisks, oh my God, no medivacs. Oh, the fungal. That's the money fungal. That caught a lot of these units. INnoVation is in so much trouble now. Curious is mining on all those bases to the top right.
GG.
Wow, Curious ties it up.
Sorry for that. Breathing into the mic. All right.
What a game.
Not only was that difficult to commentate at the end, but that was difficult to observe. I'm doing all the observing, but...
That was a tough game from both sides. And we are going to game number 3, the last game of the evening, to find out who's going to Interstream Masters New York. All on the line. Both players playing some fantastic StarCraft.